the earth element. Hello, hello. This is a second video in a series encompassing the chakra bodies through the throat to the root. Not necessarily a specific order, so just stay tuned to see what element is coming forward each week. So this week, the root, we're looking at the earth element, we're looking at the root, the base of the coccyx, this point below the pubic bone, where we have our energy that is in its densest form coming to matter. And so today I wanted to engage us first in a reading of our own energy systems, getting familiar with the elemental qualities. As we go on in this series, we're going to one by one look at each element, but we will also acknowledge the interplay that happens between all the elements all the time. As we look at the specifics, we engage and integrate for the total experience with all chakra bodies interplaying together, as much as we are bringing our attention and our awareness to specific qualities to better understand these interplays, such as the earth, how it connects to water, how it connects to air, how it connects to fire. So we're going to just begin with a check-in, just arriving where you are and taking a seat. We are going to use a chair today, so you may want to bring a chair somewhere or move yourself to where you have a chair in proximity to you when we engage into that portion. So we're just going to begin in a seated position, whether you're on the floor. I would say if you're feeling very ungrounded coming into this video, go ahead and start on the ground. Go ahead and get your sit bones contacting the floor below you to begin to invigorate this deep-rooted sense that earth brings. We're looking around into security as much as the earth would have. So seated on the floor or in your chair now if you'd like, and beginning with just a quick check-in with the chakra bodies from the throat down to the root. So we're going to go ahead and just close our eyes. And just start to bring your mind's eye, your awareness, start to move that awareness from the crown down through the head, bringing it down through the head, bringing this awareness, this attention through the skull, through the center of the brain, through the jaw, coming down through, meeting the neck where the cervicals begin, under the occiput where the skull meets your neck, just starting to meet that neck, coming down deep to the neck, feeling in all directions from the center of the neck. And just getting a sense, see about if you can bring about a word to the quality you're experiencing with it. And as we go down, just continuing to check in and staying long enough in the area just to get a sense of how it is for you in this moment. So we're moving our awareness, our mind's eye down through our shoulders, through our chest, through our pecs, reaching to our hearts, reaching through our back bodies in all directions from the center of our chest, noticing. always without judgment, just looking for a quality, a sense of your experience. Currently at the heart center, looking at the air element. Moving down, when you're ready, going into the solar plexus, deep to the diaphragm, just under the ribs. We've got stomach, we've got liver, we've got gallbladder, we've got spleen, we've got all these organs deep to our body here. So just allowing this awareness and attention to go deep to the solar plexus, this is the fire element, and breathe in to the awareness of how it is now. This is simply a check-in. We don't need this to be anything. It's not just simply seeing where it is now. And when you're ready, moving down to the sacral body, the water element, moving the awareness down into the gut, looking at the small intestines, the large intestines, the transverse colon, this region in the deep abdomen, going deep to the center of the body and radiating that awareness out through the sides, through the back body, through your low back, through your belly button. And again, bring your attention to this region, getting a sense. And when you're ready, moving down to the root, coming through the pubic bone, through the coccyx, this is the base of your spine, coming through your sit bones, and just below the body at the root, just below the pubic bone, checking in with this region. How is the root with the earth element for you today? Once you get a sense of the root, just take a moment to allow your awareness to flood down your legs and through your feet. Starting to engage, feeling your feet. If you're on the floor, cross-legged, maybe bringing your feet to where they're flat on the floor. And just start to engage your awareness down to where we're bringing our focus through the bottoms of our feet, reaching through the ground below us, and just letting our awareness just move down and dissipate. We've just done a quick check-in, and now we're going to begin to engage into qualities of earth around the root. So we're going to begin with a movement meditation. And when you're ready, we'll just slowly allow yourselves to come to standing, and very slowly. So we're going to begin right now. Wherever you're coming from, as we move to standing, we are going to engage in several forms that resonate with the earth element. The first engagement is slow. If you think you can't go slower, try again. We are going to look for a very, very slow engagement within the body that is going to allow us to embody and have an experiential movement with earth. Another way of relating. So as we go about, as you go from sitting to standing, move as slowly as you're able, being mindful of every contact point. When you make contact with the earth to lift yourself, when you make contact with your hands or your feet, just begin to notice the weight pouring down so that you may meet the support of the ground below you fully. We feel it. Slowly, we pour the weight into our feet, into our hands, as we rock into a standing position. And very slowly, we engage to where we can stand. Continuing to just allow yourself to come to standing. I'm going to adjust the camera. So this is a meditation, a movement meditation. I'm going to encourage you to close your eyes, to bring your awareness and your attention into your body, into your field, your personal field. We're going to look at what it means to generate safety and security in our body through this engagement with the earth element. This element is the densest form in our chakra bodies, where we've come from spirit and light and we've moved into a complete gross matter. Being in matter, we become physical. The earth associates to our sense of smell, one of our oldest senses that would give us information about how to take care, what is safe to eat, where is fire, who is safe to procreate with, who will make healthy children. The sense of smell goes deep into our survival instincts, and it relates to the earth body. So here we're standing, our eyes are closed. We're going to engage our breath. The earth pattern of breathing is in through the nose and out through the nose. This pattern is going to deeply engage you into the root body. This breath will move all the way down your spine and pump all the way back up through your head. So very slowly and mindfully, we're engaging the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. As we continue to move, however you feel compelled to move, there is no right way. As much as we are moving slowly, we are looking to feel contact on our feet from the ground below us as we step and meet, or just simply sway and shift weight in a slow movement. We're engaging with the quality of earth and how it's feeling in this moment in our systems. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. I'd like to invite that we bring in the sense of a tree planted, an old tree, planting our feet and beginning to continue to focus on your breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And as we engage in these slow movements, perhaps bringing in the practice of being like a tree, planting the feet, noticing the feet like roots reaching down to the earth, actively seeking and finding the ground below your feet. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Whenever you choose to step, really meet the earth, millimeter by millimeter, on the bottom of your feet. Slower. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. In this moment, we are in this moment, moving slowly, perhaps continuing this visualization as a tree, rooting your feet down to the earth, meeting your senses on the bottom of your feet with the floor below you, reaching for the earth, being met with the ground, unmoving, solid, being supported. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Still moving slowly, mindfully, engaging with earth, the qualities of earth. Slow, steadfast, grounded, secure. These are some qualities that can come with earth. We can also find ourselves with too much earth. When we look at each element, we look at the qualities of what it means to be imbalanced and what it means to be imbalanced. So we have too much, we have too little, and we have a neutral point. Constantly in the chakra bodies, we are in and out of balance. As we learn to relate to the chakra bodies in our life, we can come to understand when we are in depletion and when we are in excess, based around different elemental bodies. And when we can bring this conversation to life, we can open up our mind and our experience to engage in a balanced life through this acceptance. We're not forcing anything into balance. We're acknowledging what imbalance looks like for us. and what qualities, and then we engage into what qualities we're looking towards. So when we look at the earth element and we look at excess earth, continuing the meditation and just turning your ears on to listen. We're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose with your eyes closed, moving slowly. And I will continue to do my best to offer a slow and low tone. This is also an intentional tone to meet the earth quality that offers a grounding and secure sense. So if we're looking at the earth element in excess, we might be looking at movements as we explore that feel rigid, that have a lack of movement altogether. Oftentimes we're looking at a extreme of resisting change is what excess earth may look like, which is again associated with rigidity, immoving, immovable, sort of deep stiffness, sort of deep holding. And when we look at the earth element in depletion, we look at the other end of that spectrum. We look at a lack of boundaries. We look at lack of integrity. We look at feeling insecure, feeling unstable. And as we look at balanced, we look at back to that core principle around earth, what it may look like for the earth element in harmony with nature, and as it may move through our systems when our root is activated, grounded, we have a deep sense of security. We have a stable sense of our foundation, of the feet beneath us. We know where we stand, and we make a claim. And ultimately, from this point of earth, we build our own sense of safety. As we experience the quality of earth and build a deeper sense of safety, we allow a deep settling of energies, of the mind, of the emotion, of the spirit, accepting this body, settling into this moment, being here now. When you're ready, go ahead and find your chair. And come to a seated position where we're going to have our legs opened into something like the pyramid, but while we're seated. And one more time, while you slowly, throughout this practice today, we're going to continue to engage with the earth element through this invitation of moving ever so slowly. Each micro movement, noticing how your weight is shifting, noticing how you are settling into your tissues and making contact slowly and intentionally with the surfaces that we sit on, that we touch. Continuing slowly to find your chair, find your seat, and begin to sit. So we're on the edges of our seats. Our legs are open wide. And here I want to begin a different conversation. So when we look at the earth element, today I want to talk about a deep engagement to the tissues. When we talk about safety, generating safety, building security from the root up. We look at our body's response to this element. And when we look at the earth, we look at contraction. When we look at how matter is formed, from light to the densest form of matter as we perceive it, as earth, where we have physical structure and we see and we palpate and we feel with our perception. We look at matter coming into form, which takes a deep contraction. Coming into form is a deep contraction. And to think about it the other way, as we come into form, we contract, we contract, we contract, we get closer together, and our energy, we become denser, we become denser, we become denser, we become denser, So speaking to this quality, again, as we come into form, our root chakra is the embodiment of our most dense form of energy, our physical matter. And so as we look at this quality, we look at deep contractions. And this even translates into our sense of security and safety. For again, if we look at it in excess, a contraction that never lets go and is forever holding into a tight position, then suddenly there we are, too rigid, unmovable, unwilling to change in the face of inevitable changes. So when we look at this quality, we look at the depletion, we look at flaccid tissues, we look at no engagement, just flopping around, no boundaries, just in all kinds of fields of space, just out and about. And ultimately, when we look at the balanced state, we're looking at an experience of generating just the right amount of contraction with release that will help to give our nervous systems a response to say, I am safe, I am grounded, I can trust my feet, I am stable. So we're going to begin with practicing just one movement today. We're just going to remain in this posture and we're going to practice deep engagement. So here we are, seated, legs open. And as we sit here, first, I just want to invite that we're going to rock the pelvis. So we're rocking the pelvis like you're on a rocking chair. You're tilting. So we're rocking forward. We're pouring the pelvis open, creating an arch in our low back. And then we're rocking back. And we're tucking the tailbone. We're curling in with the tailbone, creating space in the low back. So we're just rocking. Focus on breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And really engage into slow movements again. So just noticing this quality of earth. We're bringing our awareness deep to our pelvis, deep to our hip sockets, where the quads connect, our hamstrings connect, our adductors connect, and we start to look at the glutes engaging, start to look at, as you rock slowly, the qualities of the pelvis around the hip socket, and start to notice where you might have more engagement. Bring your awareness into the pelvis and through the legs. Using this rocking to help identify any weak points or anywhere that it's disengaged or anywhere that it might be tight, holding. And then slowly, we're going to allow the tilt to remain. So we are tilting forward with our pelvis. We're creating a slight arch in our back and we're lifting up. We're noticing our feet in the earth. We're noticing our feet connecting to the earth. Start to bring your mind's eye to notice under the balls of your feet, following that line to the little toes on the bottom of the feet. So we're on the bottom of the feet. We're going across the bottom of the foot from the big toe to the little toe. And then we're going down. Bring your awareness to these points on your feet, going to the top of the heel on the bottom of the foot. Noticing we are reaching for the earth below us as much as the earth is meeting us and allowing us to stand or sit. So we're reaching, bringing your awareness to the tops of the heels on the bottom of the feet, and then bringing your awareness back to just under the big toe, just under the big toe, just under the balls of your feet. Bringing your awareness to these points, just using this point of reference of this triangle on the bottom of your foot to reach down into the earth and begin to notice roots reaching through the center of your feet down to the earth. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And slowly, when you're ready, begin to notice through this engagement of reaching your feet down through the earth. And let me just say, as we go on in this deep contraction, always give yourself the grace of if it becomes too much, if you find yourself shaking, holding these muscles and reaching, then allow that to go on as much as you feel strengthened. If you begin to feel too fatigued, then take a moment and allow your body to let go of this deep reaching and allow yourself just to meet the seated posture again, and just connect with your breath and just notice the sensation now. Always joining us back into a deep contraction when you're ready. And here we are, reaching through the bottoms of the feet, simultaneously coming back to the hip and the groin. We are reaching our legs into an open position. So we are reaching from the attachments around the inner groin, and we are reaching out and down as our feet contact the earth. And as we reach through our inner thighs, we can lift our upper bodies a little bit more as there's a tilt in the pelvis. Our back has a slight arch and our pelvis is tilting forward, and we are reaching pushing open our hips as we reach through the floor. This is a deep contraction. You should feel the glutes contracting to help open as we reach through the thighs, through the quads, just starting to notice all of these muscle groups engaging, reaching through the floor, breathing in through your nose, out through your nose, building a deep contraction. And as we reach here, we'll go ahead and allow it to go through the thigh, through the calves. Continuing to reach, notice your calves engaging. And again, as needed, take a moment to release the contraction, release the reaching, and allow yourself to rest whenever you need it. I'm going to take a moment here. And so slowly, when you're ready, again, we are engaging down. We're engaging through our feet, through our calves, through our quads. We're engaging the energy down. We are actively meeting the earth as much as we are pulling and engaging this deep tensioning, contracting the muscles. So slowly, we are going to go into a movement where we're going to stand. So from here, we're going to just begin to rock forward and backward, engaging. Slowly bringing yourself closer to the edge of the chair. And when you're ready, we're just going to start to just slowly engage through the feet, engage through the calves, engage through the hamstrings and quads, and prepare to lift yourself from this seated position. We're contracting, we're strengthening, we're contracting. Breathing in, we're contracting. We're lifting. Feeling your feet. Opening your adductors, opening the insides of your legs. Slowly lifting ourselves up. And back down. Coming off the chair. I know it looks like I'm on the chair, I'm not. Reaching the feet, looking for new areas to lean your weight into, noticing. Slowly. Standing, straightening the legs whenever you need. And then just start to notice this coming up and down. Start to notice new strength. Start to notice the qualities that you may sense now in your root. And slowly, just wiggle our way out of it. Just taking some moments to go the other direction, just rotating inward after that big rotation outward, and powering up slowly into a contraction where we can meet the earth below us and lift off without being crushed by the weight of the world. We find ourselves coming into a place where we can lift up and meet the weight through these deep engagements of contractions, giving ourselves the ability to generate a sense of safety that sustains moment to moment. And so as we go on here, we're going to just take a moment to come back down now to the ground. And I'm going to adjust us once more. So here on the ground, we are just continuing to kind of cool down a little bit from that movement. That was a deep engagement. That's something like a HIIT workout. If you're doing anything like bar or any sort of exercise, when we do deep contraction like that, it really generates a lot of heat, releases a lot of heat as well. So this is just something we want to be mindful of, to allow ourselves movement in the opposite direction to cool down just a bit. And as we go on, I just want to tie this together with some long line current balancing. So this is back to the ether element. When we talk to each element in the system, we are having a conversation with ether of the throat. This element is spaciousness, stillness, a pool of potency as we know it, around how the other elements are able to travel through and be expressed. So ultimately, this exercise that we're going to do is going to further the conversation of balancing our nervous systems from that first survival experiences, the first survival experiences where we were deeply contracting in order to come into form in the womb, and ultimately coming out of that and moving into extension, into a living thing that is of matter and spirit. So we do this dance to help ourselves be congruent with nature and understand where we are in space, which leads to all kinds of wonderful things that may be gifted. So here we are, we're engaged in the cosmic egg. So we find ourselves first with our feet touching the earth. So we are grounded, we are in a seated position where we feel secure. We come into reaching the arms around the legs and grabbing onto the wrists and rocking back onto the sacrum. So this position is just generating a motor response that we are safe, we are secure, we are stable. We are creating a closed circuit in our field so that the feedback we are getting at this time is from our own outlets. This is also an integration for the brain and the nervous system into these deep engagements that we just offered, our bodies and our minds. This is a way of allowing our body to accept the pattern we've created. slowly, when you're ready, just allowing yourself to roll forward onto your feet. And then we're just going to come into continuing to balance the integration of the nervous system with a deep contraction. So we're looking at opening our hands wide, breathing in, and reaching underneath a leg, crossing the arm, reaching underneath the other leg, coming down. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in as you come up. And out as you go down. Inhaling up. Closing your eyes. Just taking a moment. Close your eyes and just begin to just notice the root body, the earth quality at the base of your pubic bone. Just take a moment to sit and get a sense of how it is now. I'm going to read off some qualities and attributes to the earth element. Structure and support. Qualities of stability and of being grounded like a foundation. Personality traits. Sensation, practical, relates to the world of objects, well organized, fond of money and security, at home in body, healthy, can actualize desires, can be dogmatic, narrow-minded, possessive, so caught up in details, misses the connections between facts. Tends to resist change. In excess, it's rigidity, too practical and down to earth. In depletion, undergrounded, impractical. The chakra is associated with the color red. We're going to close out today with 2 sounds. One is for the root. We're going to vibrate the root. And the other is to balance the central channel leading through all the elements. So go ahead and find your breath. And we're going to use the mantra seed LAM, L-A-M, and we're going to use our intention in our mind to notice qualities at the root level as we chant. We're going to go 5 times here. So breathing in through the nose. Notice the vibration going down to the base of your pubic bone on this next 2. Notice the energy traveling up from the base to the head. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, just letting go. Just letting go. And we're going to use VU, V-U, for the third eye and integrating from the root up. Again, 2 times, 3 times. VU. Take a moment to notice how you are feeling. Any sensations, any emotions arising. Noticing without judgment, without holding on to any meaning or purpose in it, just seeing, just witnessing, noticing. Perhaps you feel a deep sense of groundedness, calm, quiet. Perhaps you've come into contact with some rigidity you didn't know was there before. All of this is totally natural and in line with the exploration of the earth element and beyond. Take a moment to go through each chakra and check in with where you are now. Go through the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral body, the root. Just check in briefly. It tends to be true that as we engage and offer support to the root body, that we create a solid foundation for all the other chakra bodies to have free movement in their expression. So may you take this on in your day, finding new strength, contacting the qualities of earth, looking into your life around how you may take this quality forward with this awareness of engagement to the earth and the root, what it means for you to feel stable, to feel grounded, where you may look in your life to see that if you are lacking boundaries or if something feels unstable, maybe look into that and ask ourselves, are you looking for a different experience? Are you looking for a quality such as what's been cultivated here of calmness and grounding? Where may that support you in your life at this time? And just begin to acknowledge that quality more and more in your daily life, bringing us into a greater ability to understand when we are in excess or in depletion, so that we may give ourselves the grace of knowing that all things change and that balance is possible in the face of this. Creating integrity for our nervous system to breathe and let go of that which we cannot control. Thank you for exploring with me, and I look forward to our next engagement. May we all have peace. May we all have love. May we all be in the light of knowing that anything is possible and that you are capable to be the change you want to see in the world. Thank you.